Hey guys, this is Alex, the Solve It All Cuber. Today I'm going to teach you how to solve the PYRAMINX. The PYRAMINX is extremely easy to solve. It is easier to solve than any other Rubik's Cube I have shown you so far. By a long shot, I would say. There's no algorithms you have to learn. It's purely just think through it. There's a few steps I'm going to show you, and you'll have this solved in no time. It's so easy. So first off, I'd like to clarify that I do know that this is an extremely cheap PYRAMINX. Like, it's pretty terrible, but it does the job. So first thing I'm going to do is talk to you a little bit about the pieces on this. These right here do not play a big role in this cube at all, because no matter how you move the pieces of this cube and stuff, these always just stay in position. All they can do is rotate like that. So they're really not a big deal in solving this cube. Next, there's these pieces. Now, if you look carefully, you can see that this right here, all three of these, that's one piece. So these are like centerpieces, because no matter how you turn their pieces, all they do is rotate. So on each side, all three of these are centerpieces. Those three, and those three. And then finally, these three pieces, these three are edge pieces on every side. Because they can actually change position, see, and go out of place. Let's scramble the cube first, and then we can start solving. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to match the end pieces to the corner pieces. So this one right here is already matched. You remember how these are corners? It's matched up with its piece. So now we're going to match this one up. So the green's there, so we just need to turn it like that. This one, blue's here, so let's turn it to match. And this one, green's here, so let's turn it to match. And so now all of our corner pieces are matching. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to find all three that are of one color. I'm going to choose blue because it stands out the most. So this one has blue. This one does not have blue. This one has blue. Keep your fingers on the ones that have blue, okay? And this one has blue. So once you've got all three, you're going to find the side that all three corners are touched by your fingers, which is obviously this side. If you were to try to match up all the blues on any other side, like say this one, you could say there's a blue, and there's a blue, but there's no blue on this third side here, see? So we have to use this side, because it's the only place where all three blues will match up, like that. So we've got those three, and the edges are going to be matched up for the rest of the time. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to match up this right here. So this is the yellow side right here. And so this yellow needs to be turned over there. See? So all of the corners and the edges are all matched up. Or not the edges, but the ends. So the next thing we're going to do is get these edge pieces on the blue side. So the steps for doing this are extremely simple. Basically, you find a blue piece that's out of its side, like this one, and the other color, which is in this case red, you're going to match that up to its color. So see how that matches on the red side? See, it was over here, you find red, you're going to put it on that side. And once you've done that, you're going to find the piece that needs to be replaced, which is this one, because see, this is the blue and red. And you're going to move that up on the side that's not going to mess this up. So if the red was on this side, we would move this piece up like this. But since it's on this side, we're going to move the left side up, okay? So we move that up, and then you replace it, just like that. Then you move it back down. It's that simple. So now we have this piece. So the other side is green. So let's match it up with green. Right there. So it's matched up with green. Okay? And the piece that needs to be replaced is this. So once again, we're going to be rotating this up, because this is the piece that needs to be fixed. We're going to rotate the green over, and we're going to rotate that back down. Voila. We've got two of them. So there's only one left. Here's the blue. The other side is yellow. So we're going to make the yellow match, just like that. And it's still the left side, so we're going to move that up, and we're going to replace the piece, and move it back down. Okay? And just like that, we've got a full side. So the next thing that we're going to do, well, I'm just going to go ahead and fix that, because OCD, is what we're going to do next is actually going to mess up the blue a little bit, but we're just going to choose another side and solve it, just like we did with the blue. And then once we've solved that side, it'll either be completely solved, or we'll need to do a third. But you'll never need to do a fourth. You only have to solve 3 sides. So we solved blue, so now I'm just going to go to red. So here's, we're going to hold the red on the bottom like we were with the blue, okay? And just begin again. So here's a red piece, so let's make it match with yellow. There you go. Yellow's matching up. It's this piece that needs to be replaced, red and yellow. So we're going to move it up. We're going to replace it and move it down. Now I've got this red. And there's the green, and the green is already matched up with its colors. And here's the red and green piece. Now here's where I was talking about earlier. You don't rotate this piece up like that because you're messing up this. Now you rotate it to the right, alright? And then you replace the piece, and you move it back down. Awesome. Now the red side is solved. And in this case, you see that we already have the whole cube solved if we just move this piece over, which I'm sure you can figure that out. So in this case, we only had to solve 2 of the sides, which is really nice when that happens. But in a lot of cases, you will have to solve 3. So I'll give you that example. So I've set us back to where we just have the blue side solved, right? And now we're going to choose a second side to solve. I'm going to go with green this time. And we're holding the green on the bottom. There's a green piece, so we need to match up the red. There we go, it's matched up. There's the green and red, so we're going to pull it up. We're going to replace it. And then back down. That one's already solved. There's the last green, so we're going to match up the yellow. It's matched up. There's the green and yellow, so move it up, replace it, and bring it down. So this time, see, we solved the blue, and then we solved the green, and that did mess up the blue partially, and so now we have to choose a third side to solve. So we're just going to go with yellow. And there's a yellow and red, so we're going to match up the red. We're going to move up the piece that needs to be replaced, put it in, and move it down. I mean, it seems weird, and, like, even to me, it seems really odd, the way that this works. But it just does. So, here's the last yellow piece. So the blue's already matched up. There's the piece that needs to be replaced. Move it up, replace it, and move it down. And this time, you can see that we can just move it in. So yeah, you'll never have to solve more than 3 sides. 3 sides is all it takes. And there's one other situation I need to tell you about. It only happens once in a long while, so I can't really show it to you exactly. But sometimes you'll have a situation where you solve the blue side, and all the other sides, they're not solved, but their pieces are just like flipped or something. So say you wanted to solve yellow, and all 3 of the yellow pieces were already down there, but some of them were just flipped upside down. Well, what you have to do is you just have to choose a random piece to replace it with. So if this was the yellow and it was flipped, you would just go ahead and move it up, replace it with anything, move it back down. Then you'd have that yellow piece up there that you can match up and move it back into the right way. And it does temporarily mess things up, but it works in the long run. Don't ask me how, it just does. So that's all there is to solving the PYRAMINX. It's really simple. Just remember, you start out by matching up the end pieces, get the blue corners, get the blue edges, and then start solving sides till it's done. Very simple. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and check out my other videos. I've got a lot of other Rubik's Cube videos, and I've got Lego puzzle boxes. So, see you guys next time.